Hope your week's doing great. Here's the best moments from...
Do you ever have moments where you feel like stuck ka? Na
Yeah.
parang,
Like, eto na ba?
ah,
Ganito
is
lang
this,
ba?
is this life? Is
Or
this...
hanggang dito lang ba ako?
Ah, yes. I've had mga ganyan na mga moments. Imagine na ganito lang ang gagawin ko buong buhay ko. Not just work, but just my future and like, ano na ba talaga ang gagawin ko sa buhay ko? Is this all that life can offer me? Parang may mga ganyan akong mga moments. Very, ang lalim.
And then, I walked into your life and everything changed.
Oo, lalo na
Maliwanag na ang life mo.
Lalo na tuloy yung dumidilim and parang nahihirapan na talaga.
Nakikita mo na ang future.
Oo.
Ang saya pala. Never pa na question. Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
No, I was just thinking na parang the Slater that I am today is very much a different person because of a lot of steps that I have taken throughout my life. Before nag-PBB ako, I was working for my father and parang naisip ko na, is this it? I wake up in the morning, I go to work, and then I go home. Hindi naman ako unmotivated, pero wala din akong inspiration. Parang, okay, parang doing the motions, trabaho ng trabaho, tapos balik, and then maybe go out on the weekends, and then until parang umabot siya ng parang cycle na siya.
You know, I think a lot of people can relate to that. And I think that's also what you tell me all the time. Na when you retire, it's not the life that you expect to have, that you're going to be contented forever doing nothing. Because when
Yes.
you're doing nothing, and nothing is progressing in your life,
Oo.
parang it's gonna bore you and it's gonna eat up in your brain. Like, is this it? Diba?
Feeling ko, lahat tayo, parang gusto natin makikita yung life natin na umaabante tayo.
Yeah.
So, in my story, parang ganyan din nafe-feel ko. Hindi lang before PBB, even after PBB, when I won, nagiging routine na rin siya na parang, uy,
In showbiz.
in showbiz. Like parang, oh, I attend this event or I have a shoot and then at night, lumalabas and then balik na naman. Especially when we feel like we are not moving forward. Dun talaga tayo medyo in a rut na parang hindi natin nakikita yung...
Yung growth.
Oo. What advice would you have for someone na kind of like stuck?
You know, that also applies to even just in a less intense way. For example, work. Diba? We can't expect our growth in work to be coming so fast. Baka sometimes matagal ang promotion or whatever. Or like, for example, content creation. Minsan, stuck ka, hindi mo alam kung anong gagawin. Diba?
Yeah.
I think it's healthy to get yourself out of that cycle and that routine that you're always doing. Even if it's joining a new sport or cutting your hair different, getting a new look, something different that will kind of ignite something in you. You know, I think that's a start or a catalyst to breaking the cycle. I think it's the cycle and nothing changing in the cycle na para kang hamster in a wheel.
Yeah.
If you kind of do something to break that, I think that's a healthy start.
Sa akin, I feel like I've did a lot of like big steps in my life na parang, oh, magsistop ako sa pag-showbiz. Like, ang laki ng magnenegosyo ako.
You know what? You really are a risk taker, no?
Hindi siya risk taker. I feel like, I see it as, it would be riskier or yung parang, okay, I see this direction which I'm not happy with and I just say, I don't want to be in that direction. So that's already the downside already. If I just go move through this life like this, the downside na siya. So choosing another option doesn't seem like a risk already
Right.
because talo ka na dun sa isa eh.
Ang galing also on your side that you're able to do that because a lot of people are not.
Well, sa akin may technique din to. And this is something that I learned from my father. It seems like I'm going to this direction and then cut and then going there. But in reality, it's calculated in a way na I'm not cutting it right there and then and moving to something else. It's more of like I'm mixing it together before I can say, okay, I can let go of this na.
Okay.
Isa sa angst sa dad ko is like, kadalasan daw ng mga employees niya, employees that he care about but wants to move on. Let's say, for example, gusto magnegosyo. Diretso daw, cut, and then try to do it negosyo. Sabi niya, that's the number one mistake that most people make. So instead of doing that, don't cut it yet. Try to run it simultaneously until it gets too heavy, where you have to let go of one or the other.
So you can weigh also which one is more worth it.
Oh, kasi hindi mo pa rin alam kung gusto mo ba yun
Yun
o
na nga
hindi. or will it be successful or not? So
Sometimes kasi we're also stuck in a rut because we're scared to get out of the rut.
it's more of like a commitment. It's like a band-aid also na parang you don't want to start the other thing. You just keep on imagining about the other thing, but you don't take the first step.
Exactly.
The painful steps that lead to there. But itong technique is parang hindi siya kailangan sobrang sakit. Like for example, for me, when I was in showbiz and I wanted to be in negosyo, in the business world, I was doing the showbiz the whole time while I was experimenting ways to get light block running. So, hindi ko siya wina 100% na, okay, wala na akong means of income. I'm recently reading this book. It's called The Compound Effect. Ang ganda ng mga sinasabi niya is because kino-compute niya. Let's say, for example, pustahan tayo. Or like, I'm gonna give you $3 million. You can either have $3 million or I can give you 1 centavo that doubles every day. Which would you choose?
The 1 centavo.
Yes. The
Because
ones
it
that-
always compounds.
Yes. So parang, he was saying na itong mga maliliit na bagay sa buhay natin, actually, nagko-compound siya crazy. Yung pag-compound niya. Yung 1 centavo, after the end of the month, meron ka na mga 10 million. Versus the 3 million na ino-offer. If you double it every day. So parang sinasabi niya, it's just like every single day you decide to drink a shot of alcohol. Oh, 1 shot lang naman. And then it kind of compounds to 1 shot and a few chips. And like parang, because of that, you wake up a little bit later in the morning. Because of that, you feel a little less energy. So nagko-compound din siya.
Oo, you're less
nagko-compound.
productive at work.
Yes.
Tapos napipikon ka na sa mga kaibigan mo kasi kulang ka sa tulog.
Oh.
Dami.
So, di ba, parang ako, I was telling you about a few months ago na parang, I feel like wala akong energy and I feel like palagi akong, yung head ko parang cloudy palagi. And that was the time when I was like, every night, I just, like, 1 shot every night. Pang chill-chill lang. And then, di ba, you were even complaining na parang, nagchi-Cheetos na palagi every night.
Yeah, I'm like, every time I go to the grocery, I'm like, love, what's your order? Cheetos or Lay's or Ruffles. I'm like,
Yeah.
So unhealthy.
Parang it can compound negatively or it can compound positively. So when it comes to changing that direction of that part of my life, what I actually did, and you've seen this firsthand, is start lang at first. Every night magsa-stretching ako. And then it compounds to, okay, since nagsa-stretch na ako, I feel less pain in my body, maybe I can do a little bit of exercise. And then, I'll just take out all the processed food in my diet. So, hanggang sa, gawin na ko na ngang organic. Parang hanggang sa, nagsa-spiral din siya in a good direction. And to be honest, like, and I keep telling you this, kaya ko nang mag-meeting from morning till like late in the afternoon and I'm still there. I'm still sharp. Hindi kagaya ng dati na parang, kailan to matatapos tong meeting na to? Parang, inaantok ka na, nagsa-space out ka na, ganyan. So, because I feel that way also, nagbi-bleed in din siya to a lot of other aspects in our lives. Like parang, I can be more present. Actually, now that we talk about, pag uwi ko, like parang, love, pahinga muna ako, love, tulog muna ako, like ganyan. It's a little less now.
I'm like, you just did that yesterday. But yes, it's a lot less. I mean, last night you had the energy to play with Scotty pa.
Yeah.
Diba? And ako yung nauna to
Go
call
to
it a
sleep.
night.
Yes,
Yeah.
yung mga ganyan. So, I think a lot of things in our lives, parang whenever we're stuck, it's just moving, instead of yung sinasabi mo na cut, and then move, and then cut, and then move. It's more of like, I'll keep my life as it is, and just
Tweak
pointing
one thing at a time.
Yeah. If it's like a compass, parang dinirect mo lang 1 degree in a different direction. But
And
give
then
it
see.
over time, yung 1 degree na change mo, it's going to start, parang if you look at it in a long enough time frame or distance, ang layo nang maabutan ng 1 degree na
Yeah.
change.
I feel like sometimes we lose hope and we lose passion for something because we feel like, we're in a rut, nothing's gonna change, no matter what I do, diba? Like, things are gonna be the same. But if you just make that small step, diba? Even if it's something as simple as, meeting new people, going out of your hamster wheel, and instead of going to the same barkada every night, drinking every night, oh, why don't I hang out with this new person that I met today and have coffee with this person? Who knows, diba? May opportunity na pupunta sa'yo, or like, she'll get you
Magkaka-boyfriend ka.
into a new habit. Yeah. Who knows talaga?
Yeah.
So I think it's these, it starts with these small things.
Yes.
And these small things shouldn't be like, for us wala lang. Kasi it
Yes.
really compounds and adds up.
Saying yes to things that you're uncomfortable with. Kasi
Yes.
paminsan, I think a lot of the things that keep us stagnant is our habits, especially the unconscious habits. Na parang, ito na talaga yung routine ko. Ito yung palagi kong ginagawa.
Yes.
So, the worst thing that we could possibly think of is that something will randomly change just by us doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, nothing will
Hindi
change.
talaga mangyayari, di ba?
Yeah.
So parang, I think it was one of a self-help guru na sabi niya na parang, the worst thing that you can do is you have pain, but it's not painful enough for you to do something about it. You're sad about a certain thing, but since that certain thing is not really making you crazy sad, parang
Hinayaan mo lang.
sinasabayan mo lang. Oh, parang especially with just being stagnant na wala namang nothing painful, it's not progressing forward but it's not moving backwards. Pero sa mga scientific studies, mga literature na mga nababasa ko, being the nerdy me, it's always happiness comes from a sense of moving forward.